guys, I'm here at Steadfast Farm in Mesa, Arizona, and we're teaching our 5-day workshop. And in this video, this is going to be a little segment of the workshop on our first day. Eric Schultz is going to talk about the automation on their greenhouse. And what they've got here basically are automated roll-up sides. All of this is attached to a thermostat. So everything is connected to a thermostat. This greenhouse regulates its temperature just by a thermostat. So when it gets too warm in there, the sides start to roll up and ventilates the greenhouse. And if it gets too cold, the sides roll back down. It's surprisingly simple on how this system works. And you can get as complicated as you want with greenhouses. You can really spend as much money as you can imagine. But the setup they have here is quite simple. So, you know, we've got all the sort of standard fare things. And this actually greenhouse had just been put up, at least the plastic. The frame's been up for a while, but the plastic's been up just for a week. And now Eric's got his circulation fans in here. He's got his exhaust fan and then his louver intakes over on the other side. Those things are also connected to the thermostat. At least the exhaust fan will be connected to the thermostat. It's not at the moment, but it will. And it's actually surprisingly simple how all this works. You basically have, this is just a manual analog thermostat where you set the temperature. Right now he's got it at 80 Fahrenheit or about 27 Celsius. That's the temperature he wants to maintain in this greenhouse. So anytime it goes below that, the sides close up. Anytime it goes above that, the sides open up. You know, you could also attach a heater to this. So if the temperature goes significantly below that temperature, you probably have a second thermostat where then that would kick on the heater. That's what you would do in colder climates. In Arizona, they don't really need it here, even in the winter. But, you know, basic infrastructure here is thermostat, and then he's got a converter, which converts the electric down to, I believe, 24 volts. Then that goes to the motors that run the roll-up sides. But this whole setup with the thermostat and the roll-up sides is less than $1,000. So it's not very much. So now if you want to get into the circulation fans and the exhaust fans, you know, those things add a little bit more. These, I bought one of these for, I think you can get these for around $500. You know, don't quote me on that exactly, but somewhere around there. And a louver intake type thing is probably half of that. These circulation fans might only be worth $100 or so a piece. So, you know, you're looking at not that much expense. But I'm going to leave it there, and I'm just going to splice in. Eric is going to kind of tour around and show us a little bit more in detail about how this whole thing works.
This farm we decided to, or our old farm, and I think Curtis has done some videos of our old greenhouse systems, which were these hybrid caterpillar tunnels, 12 foot wide, pretty low, 100 foot long, and we had several of them at our old farm. When we moved, I was able to sell them for a pretty good price, and I didn't have to take them apart, which was even better. So we invested. We got an NRCS grant for, you know, high tunnel. It's a cost share program, and so we were able to get both of these tunnels through that cost share. And it only, in the end, only ended up costing us probably a few $1,000s in total. The rest was all paid for through that cost share, which is great. It's taken a lot of labor. So we wanted to be a little bit more automated this time around. We've always done very low tech, no power in them. We've used like passive peak vents to vent out and stuff. And we've had twice in our old tunnels where somebody was even an hour too late to open up those tunnels. And even like one example is it was February around this time 2 years ago. It was like 26 degrees when we loaded up for the farmer's market on a Saturday morning. Too cold to open up that tunnel that was full of tomato plants that were, you know, 7 feet tall and the first fruit had just ripened. So we just did our first harvest. So they got closed. We scheduled to have somebody come back and open it. By the time they got there at about 10 o'clock in the morning, it was 130 degrees inside that tunnel, even though it was still pretty chilly outside, just because those things heat up so fast. And every plant in that entire greenhouse fried. And we lost, if you do the math, that's a lot of money we lost there. And so, then that happened with a cucumber tunnel as well later on. So this time around we wanted to have a little bit more automation. And so anyway, so what we did was we ran power to all these. So each tunnel has a panel, and we have still waiting on the electrician for this too. So we're running a bunch of extension cords, but everything will be on conduit and outlets and switches and all of that. So we've got this central station, and we wanted to still go automated, but pretty simple. Like, you can get really fancy with greenhouses, but we wanted to accomplish a couple things. So first thing we did was we added 2 layers of poly. So we put the first layer on, and this inside layer is I think it's called Clark's Cool Light, and it's a film that is got a coating on it that, one, it helps with when you do 2 layers, it's anti-condensation, so it doesn't build up condensation between the 2 layers, and 2, the way it diffuses the light, it actually will reduce the temperature in the greenhouse by 10 degrees, which is pretty significant for us. So we got that, and then we have a standard 4-year Tough Light film on the outside, and then we have this simple low amperage inflation blower that's just pushing air in between them. And so if you look from the outside, you'll see about a foot of air, especially up top there. And so we've created this air insulation for the tunnel. So that's going to help keep it warmer in the winter and cooler in the summer. And so that's like the most simple, low-tech way of reducing temps and increasing temps in your seasons. The next thing we did was we've done roll-up sides on the greenhouses in the past, and you just have the manual crank, right? And you roll those things up, and it works good for quickly venting that out. But somebody has to do it at least twice a day. And from our previous experience, we wanted to go automated this time. So we did simple, low voltage, 24 volt roll-up motors with a transformer that converts 110 to 24 volt, and then a simple 2-stage dry thermostat that's set to 80 degrees right now. And so what that does is, when the temperatures rise in here, and you've probably seen this go up and down a bunch today, it's just doing that on its own. It's feeling like, okay, it's getting too warm. It opens up just long enough till that temperature drops and it goes back down. So that's like a simple, low power, easy way of doing that. And you can even do a small solar panel that will control these roll-up sides too. So we just actually covered this thing last week, so we're really excited to finally have this covered. So that's been great. And then but we added a peak vent fan. And so once we install, again, we're waiting on electrical, but that'll have its own thermostat. And the idea is that's going to kick on first before the roll-up sides do. And that is going to push hot air out. And then we've got just a passive louver down there that's a lot bigger, because you need to have a larger opening and smaller outlet for that to work efficiently. And so what that'll do, with the sides down, it starts to blow air and creates negative pressure inside the greenhouse, sucks open those louvers, automatically draws in cooler air, and then pushes out the hot air there. So that's just, again, like a pretty low-tech way of doing it. So they'll just have another simple 2-stage dry thermostat up there that'll kick on the power on and off as needed. And lastly, we just hung these. We just got to hook up to power, but circulation fans are huge, especially for prop, but any tunnel, even tomatoes, all that, to be able to move horizontally the air through the tunnel. And so you always have half of your fans going one way, and then you need to have your fan on the other side closer so it can pick up the wraparound air and bring it through. And so you're moving air in a circuit around like that, and that's going to help with a lot of fungal issues with your seedlings and that. So.
If you want to learn more about this workshop, head over to theurbanfarmer.co/PMG, and there you'll find all kinds of information about the course, what we'll learn, what we're looking at. And the idea with this course is to show you a full production week. So Eric at Steadfast has really open sourced his business, and we get to show you everything. We look at the books, we look at all the stuff behind the scenes, as well as all the production, all the marketing information. Half the course is spent outside, half the course is spent inside. So we really talk about the business as well as all the things on the ground, from all the production end to what goes in the ground, what comes out of the ground, how are things packaged, all the little details. And when you leave this course, you're gonna feel absolutely confident that you can do this on your farm. So tickets are now on sale, and it's early bird tickets from now until November. You can get them for $300 off, and we also have discounts for couples. If you're curious about that, check in the show notes of this video. So hope to see you guys there in February 2020.